So with that, I am ready to get today's program rolling. Like I said, you're going to meet 11 incredibly special authors. But the first one is near and dear to my heart because it is her 7th book with the Author Incubator and her 8th book as an author. Please join me in welcoming Sharon Pope. So many times we have stood on this stage, but not this one, different stages. Now we have a new stage. And I'm so excited about this 7th book because this journey for you has been, 4 years, 5 years since you started writing?
5 years, yeah.
5 years as an author, 7 books, incredible journey. And you said something today that really surprised me. You said, I think this is the best book I've written. So it only takes 7 books. Don't worry. Best book you've written, number 7. What makes it the best book?
I am just super excited about it because it shares all of my very best tools. I just felt like there was so much love in writing it. So it's just super fun to now give it life.
So let's talk about what it's about.
Awesome. So this is When Marriage Needs an Answer. And so women find me when they are feeling stuck, lost, confused, and they're not sure whether they can fix their marriage because they've tried everything and it hasn't worked. And they're thinking, oh my God, is the only answer to leave here? And so this book helps them come to that decision for themselves so that they can feel some peace about that decision.
So people can see the book on the screen, but it's When Marriage Needs an Answer, the decision to fix your struggling marriage or leave without regret. So I want to talk about this. So stay or go, should I fix it or should I leave without regret, which is interesting. What is it? What do you think it'll look like for the readers? Do you think this is really a book about leaving, really a book about staying? In your practice, what do you see? How does that work out?
So most of the people who find me, they genuinely would like to have their marriages work out. Lord knows they've been trying and trying to make them feel better, but they haven't been successful. And so the approach that I use in the book is let's lean in and give it everything we got. Let me equip you with the relationship tools that you need to really be successful with this. And if you really do that and you get to the end of this book, then you do have an answer. It either worked or if it still doesn't feel good, even if it's a difficult answer, you have an answer that you can trust in and take action upon.
Is that what you mean by without regret?
Yes.
You'll know you did absolutely everything,
yes,
one way or another. What would you say if somebody's in this position, they're looking, I know your book, your stuff, it's hard to go viral on social media. No one wants to be like, hey, right now I'm reading When Your Marriage Needs an Answer. So somebody's reading this and they're thinking they're going to get it. You could put it on your Kindle or on your computer. No one needs to see you're reading it. What are the chances? What do you find with your clients? What are the chances they can work things out?
It ebbs and flows, but it really is about 50-50. Sometimes it ends up being 60-40, depending on the time of the year. Believe it or not, there's seasonality to divorce and breakup.
I know that from you. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah. And there's a reason why there's, literally a 50% to a 74% divorce rate in this country. We have not equipped people to go into marriage well. There's no tools, there's no training. And so we screw it up more often than we really want to.
And do you find that people learn some of your tools? You said this book has kind of the best tools. If people are going to read one of your books, is this the one you'd say?
Hands down.
So your best tools in this book, over a decade of being one of the world's best love coaches, here they are, here are the tools. How many people know them? Without working with a love coach, it doesn't even have to be you, but how many people do you think know these tools in your book?
Literally maybe 1 or 2% of the population. And that's what I tell my clients is you now know something that the rest of the world does not know, which means you're equipped to have a different experience than the 50 to 74%.
Yeah. It's crazy. So I have a similar thing in my business, which is that most people have an image of what it's going to be like to write a book. And then the reality of writing it and publishing it and promoting it is different than the idea in their head. The idea people have about marriage, yes. It'll be so fun. We'll decorate a house together or something.
I got you, yeah.
So I want to talk about, you actually didn't start with us. You started with a different publishing company. I want to talk about what was that journey like? What did you think writing a book was going to be like? What was it like with your first publishing company? And then how come you've come back to us 7 times?
Well, The first publishing company, I wrote the book completely on my own in my bedroom. Took me a year, spent tens of thousands of dollars. I couldn't tell you a person's name in that company, right? There wasn't a person that cared about me, my work. They didn't know my dog's names. She knows my dog's name. She knows my husband's name.
Theo, Luna, Derek.
Yeah. Like, there's real people here that really care and know what they're doing, and they just guide you through it. It's so easy.
You actually went with a brand of Hay House, yes, like Balboa, which is a division of Hay House. Did you feel like did you have an editor? Like, did you feel like it made the quality of your book better? Did you feel like more people got your book because you were with Hay House, so more people found it?
No, I think that the model that they use is, it's not helpful, even maybe, I don't want to say the word destructive, but because, again, I was writing what I wanted to say sitting there in my bedroom. The approach that you take is, what does your ideal reader need to hear? What do they need? It's not about me. It's about the person's struggle that I'm trying to help them with. And so you have to get in that frame of mind. And there was, they would edit my words to make sure that the sentences sounded complete and make sure there wasn't a bunch of typos in it, but they didn't understand my work. And it wasn't a good experience, but you know that because I wrote 8 and I did 7 of them. Here.
So I talk about writing a book that makes a difference. I know you. I've known you for a long time. You are a good writer. I mean, you've been published in the New York Times in the Modern Love column. You guys can check that out. As New York Times doesn't just publish anybody. You are a good writer. But we talk about writing a book that makes a difference. So I know this isn't just like an artistic exercise for you where you want people to be like, good job, Sharon, you're a good writer. This is really about affecting people's lives and changing them. So what I say is there's 2 parts of that. You have to write the right book, but then you have to get it in people's hands. Most people don't even finish writing it. You were able to do that on your own, which is awesome. Do you feel like your first book made the difference your subsequent books have?
No way. No. So first of all, it wasn't the right book. I was sort of talking at people as opposed to expressing what I needed to say. But something that you talked to me about just a few months ago as it relates to this book is what made the big difference in my decision, because I was thinking about going the traditional publishing route because I'm thinking, oh, that's what's next for me. This is number 8. I should do that. And something that you said hit me right here. And it was, you can do that, but then the work that you just did to help people is not going to even be helping anyone for a minimum of a year, maybe 2. And she's like, why don't we just get it done this summer? You want to?
And that was April, right? Was it April? And I was like, can we just publish this thing? People need to read it.
Yeah, because it does not make a difference if it does not reach the people who need it, period.
That's it. I want to show people this book. I know there are people struggling and they need an answer for their marriage and they're in pain. I know I have had marriage problems and called you. So there is no shame in having challenges. Marriages is hard and we don't have the tools. And so if you need help, call Sharon. Get this book. It's free. When Marriage Needs an Answer, the decision to fix your struggling marriage or leave without regret. 7-time best-selling author, Sharon Pope. I love you. Congratulations.